It feels strange to say shalom besties when I'm making a more serious video. I wanted to let you know that I'm no longer moving forward with an Orthodox Jewish conversion. I know many of you followed me, especially recently on Instagram, because you saw that I finally got approved to apply for my conversion, which was a really big moment for me. And I was proud that I got to that point after it had been like over 200 days since I first expressed my interest in converting Orthodox. My fiancé Alex and I came to this decision together. It obviously wasn't easy, and it's been something I've really been struggling with lately. Something about an Orthodox conversion that might be different from other ones, like Reform or Conservative, is that if you have a partner, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a fiancé, a husband, a wife, they have to be 100% in that conversion with you. They have to be ready to live that lifestyle with you. And even though my fiancé Alex is a born Jew, he was raised secular, totally secular. And so he was essentially having to convert with me. The commitment a man takes for Orthodox Judaism versus a woman, to me, is a lot more intense when it comes to especially davening. You know, you have to go to shul, I think it's like twice a day. I mean, you pray 3 times a day as a man. Women are not held to those same rules. We aren't held by the timely mitzvot like men are. And for someone who's going from like a totally secular background to jumping into that, it was really a lot for him, and he got burned out really fast. And I think when I started this process, I thought it was going to be a very linear experience, that I'm just going to learn, I'm going to keep moving up the ladder closer and closer to my goal of converting to Orthodox Judaism, and it's all just going to go smoothly. And it's not true. That's why when people say like, oh yeah, I'm going to convert in a year, like that's probably actually not going to happen, at least on an Orthodox level. You're going to have ups and downs. You're going to have a lot of questions probably. You're going to struggle with certain mitzvot, with certain practices. You're not going to understand why you're doing something. And especially if you're doing it alongside a partner, like I was, your partner are going to have those same things, and it might be more or less than you. I think I was so ready to take on this challenge and to do everything I had to do to become an Orthodox Jew, because my reward at the end in my mind was huge. Like, I get to be recognized as a Jew across the board. My children get to be recognized as halachically Jewish, my future children. I don't have kids yet. I get to feel this deeper sense of belonging, and my imposter syndrome will go away. My fiancé didn't have that same motivation because he already sees me as Jewish, and so does his family, and so do the people in our lives that care about us. But Alex just came to this realization of, this isn't who I am. And at first I was really upset because I was so committed to this process, and I was just like imagining, I was like mentally, I've been mentally preparing myself for this entire time, because I know it's such a challenge. You're basically asked to prove yourself to a Beit Din, to strangers. You're constantly challenged. Your intentions are questioned. It's not a process for the weak, is what I'll say. And I had been fortifying myself to go through this because I wanted it so badly. It would be different if the Beit Din held me to account as an individual. I really think I could have completed this process if that's how it was, but they don't. They look at my fiancé as well. And I would never force him or guilt him into going through this process with me. I could tell he was trying to be so supportive of me and do everything he could for me, even though it felt dishonest to himself. And that is not a good recipe for a happy relationship, especially if you're about to get married. I think that can cause a lot of resentment. And I care more about our relationship than completing this process, if I'm being totally honest. So when Alex and I talked about this and about discontinuing the process, I really struggled with it. I posted a video about my depression recently, a short video, and someone commented something like they had seen the light drain from my eyes the past several videos, like over time, and my depression was getting worse, and they are not wrong. I don't blame my depression on this process. Actually, I think I really latched on to the Orthodox conversion because at a time in my life where I've just felt lost in so many different ways, it gave me direction. It gave me this fantastic goal to reach. I knew exactly everything I would have to do to get there. So it gave me something else to focus on. I do think things about this process didn't bring out the best in me in some ways. I'm a huge perfectionist. I'm a people pleaser. And this was like the ultimate way of, like a very extreme way of pleasing others and seeking acceptance and feeling like I'm doing the right thing, even though I'm not doing anything wrong. And like, I was feeling so much guilt all the time, which one of the things that originally attracted me to Judaism was that I didn't have this religious guilt anymore. I just felt like I belonged and that I was in the right place and that I could learn at my own pace and be with this amazing community. I put so much pressure on myself. And sharing it online certainly didn't help. I'm not saying that it'll never happen for me. You know, maybe one day Alex and I will be living a very observant life and we'll be interested in pursuing this again. But if that's the case, no one is going to know online. I'm keeping it to myself until that process is complete because it's just not good for me. It's not healthy. So many of you have been cheering me on. You've been leaving me the most encouraging comments and DMs and even emails. You've been so helpful. You've been giving me tips. You've been telling me to keep going, that you know how hard it is. And so it's hard for me to sit here and make this announcement that I'm not moving forward with it after all of the support I've gotten, especially and from my community as well. We had so much support. That is hard. I'm trying not to cry. I've had a couple weeks to process. I know some people will never see me as Jewish, and other people already do see me as Jewish. I completed a conservative conversion in 2021, and that's just something I have to learn to accept. And that'll be a challenge for me because I'm a very like all or nothing person. And now I'm like forced to live in this kind of gray area. And I think it will actually be healthy for me in the end to learn how to do that, but it's going to be its own challenge. And then when it comes to our future kids, that was also a huge motivator for me wanting to convert. I wanted them to be recognized as halachically Jewish because it's passed down through the mother. But I know that I can still raise kids who are confident in their identity without going through this Orthodox conversion. I have to build that confidence in myself first. And I think that's going to take me some time because it is difficult. It's difficult to have wanted something so bad and to fail. But I know it's the right decision for Alex and I and for our relationship. And it just was not healthy having our wedding hang over our heads like this, feeling so much pressure to do everything right in a timely manner so that we could get married at the end of it. It was not good for me. I'm really grateful that the people that are really important in my life are really supportive of our decision, and also our community. Like, they told us from the beginning, you know, whatever you decide to do, whether you convert or not, like, you're a part of this community and we're here for you. And that was really important to me. And I knew that this was a risk, that sharing my journey, that this would be a possibility, that I would have to make an announcement like this, that it's not happening anymore. In the long run, I do think this is going to be healthier for both me and my fiancé, but I'm going to focus on myself right now. I get to learn at my own pace now. I get to not feel the pressure of me and Alex's future hanging over my head. I'll be honest, I'm 31 years old. I'm divorced. I've already felt like I've wasted so much time, and I just want Alex and I to start our lives together, you know, and he wants that too. Like, I want kids. I want to build a family, and I don't want to wait anymore. And I can't stand that pressure of it. I can't. So I am grateful that Alex spoke up and didn't just like silently take all this on and pressure himself to do this when he knew it wasn't part of who he is or the way he wants to approach Judaism. We're still part of our Orthodox community. We're still going to shul. We're still involved. We're still learning, which I think is really important. But now we get to do it at our own pace, on our terms. We get to genuinely connect with something instead of just forcing it. And I don't have to prove myself to anyone. I don't have to sit in front of a Beit Din, a court, and prove myself. I get to build this for myself. And I think that'll be healthier for me. So I was debating whether or not to keep this page going now that I'm not going through this process anymore. I'm sure there will be some of you who are like, I'm out of here. Like, this girl isn't becoming Orthodox. Like, why would I listen to her? But I know there are others who have gone through the same thing or something similar. Maybe you're a patrilineal Jew and you're not halachically Jewish. Maybe you're like me and you did a different type of conversion, but you want to deepen your connection with Judaism. Maybe you're not Jewish, but you're raising Jewish children. That is a lot of what I will be experiencing. That's my life. And I have to learn how to live in this sort of in-between. And I have to learn how to have confidence in my Judaism again. I know not everyone will agree with this. I know my neshama. I know my soul. I know this is where I belong. I know this is where God has led me. And just because a Beit Din didn't confirm it doesn't make it untrue in my heart. So I'm going to keep learning. I'm going to keep practicing. Alex and I still want to build a Jewish home together. We still want to buy a house near our shul. We still want to keep Shabbos. We still want to learn how to keep a kosher kitchen. I really want to learn how to read Hebrew and connect with prayer. And then obviously we have our Israel connection. Another thing that was really important that Alex told me when we were kind of talking through all of this is, if one day we need to make Aliyah, or we want to make Aliyah, which is returning to Israel, we're able to. Our family will be able to, because Alex is Israeli, and our family will be able to do that should the need arise. Something I told Alex too that really made me feel better. You know, Alex wasn't raised religious, but he always had such a strong Jewish identity. And it was so clear, like the moment I met him, he just had this confidence about him with it. He wasn't ashamed of it. He wasn't like a cowering person, you know? And I told him, you know, when we have kids, if they turn out like you, I will be proud. I will be so proud of them. And I don't have to go through this conversion to have that be a possibility. So whether you like it or not, I am still practicing Judaism. I'm going to continue learning. I'm going to continue sharing, and I'm going to be raising strong Jewish children one day. I'm going to be visiting Israel one day. I can't wait for that day. And I'm still excited to see where this journey takes us, where life takes us. I've had to grieve the fact that I don't get to go through this process anymore, and that I won't get to dip in the mikveh like that and be recognized as a Jew universally. I'm going to learn how to live with that and how to exist here. And I know I'm not the only one who deals with a lot of these issues. So I just want to thank you for all the support you've given me, all the kind messages, the emails, the encouragement. I'm going to keep sharing on here. If there's anything in particular you want me to share moving forward, let me know in the comments. And if you're someone who is going through something similar, like I said before, I see you. I know what you're going through. It's not easy, but we can handle it. And we still deserve to be here and be part of this community. And I don't know, maybe one day it will happen for me, or maybe it'll happen for my future kids. I don't know. But I'm still going to deepen my connection with Judaism and learn how to build a Jewish home and keep connecting with my community, and that is not going to change. And this was obviously not an easy video for me to make, but I'm excited to move forward. The wedding is back on. We postponed our wedding to go through this process. So now, if you want me to talk about wedding stuff, let me know. We have to find a rabbi, which doesn't feel very possible right now, but we'll see how that shakes up. Circling back to the depression piece, I don't want anyone to watch this and like worry about me. I am doing a lot better, even though I'm crying on camera right now. I got help with my depression. I'm starting to do better. I'm making some good changes in my day-to-day, and I'm excited for the future. I am. So I'm going to keep posting my Jewish life every day. I'm still going to share my learning journey, and I hope you stick around for it. I'm wishing you all a happy Thanksgiving. I really wanted to get this announcement out so I can move forward, and I'm excited for what's to come. Thank you for being here, and I will see you next week.